Have you ever stood in your kitchen, spoon in hand, thinking, just one more one dehort? It's a quiet moment. You were adding a little more broth to your soup, a bit more sauce to your riche. Nothing wild, just a spoonful. You've done it before, maybe even daily. But here is something most of us never consider. It's not a fair spoon that's the problem. It's the habit of when more, that quickly pill us up. Every time we reach for just a bit more, we're making a tiny toast that feels harmless. But as we age, those tiny changes got there. They settle into our blood, our heart, our energy levels. And one day, the body whispers, it can't handle much more. We've been taught to fear sugar, watch fat, skip dessert. But salt, silent, hidden, often masked in foods we trust, rarely gets the same spotlight. And yet, it may be the one slowly straining your heart with every meal. If you care about healthy eating habits, this may be the part no one warned you about. 2. Extra spoon. You don't think twice about cold pea spoon that pushes your heart a little too far. But don't worry, we're not here to scare you. We're here to understand. Together, let's look into how these everyday habits snare into our lives, and how just noticing them could make all the difference for your heart, your energy, and your peace of mind. So how did something so small, just a spoon here and there, become something so risky? Well, it did happen overnight. It happened slowly, in kitchens like yours and mine. It's in the quiet comfort of our routines, warming up chana soup, adding a split of soy sauce, using a spoonful of dressing from about a Tuesday for years. Most of us grew up believing if we stayed away from fried food and sugar, we were doing just fine. And truthfully, you probably are doing better than most. But food has changed. Labels are trickier. Salt hidden in places we don't expect, especially in products that market themselves as low-fat or heart-healthy. And the rest to judge. Once we pass 60, our bodies process sodium differently. Our kidneys aren't as quick to flush it out. Our blood vessels aren't as elastic. That tiny bit of salt we used to suck on without acetone tug, now it lingers. It builds. It swells. And it strains. But the hardest part? We don't feel it right away. High blood pressure doesn't hurt. Fluid retention doesn't knock on the door and introduce itself. You don't collapse from one spoonful. Instead, you feel just a little more tired after meals. You nap more. Your rings feel snook. Your soul feel thicker. And we chalk it up to a gay because nobody told us to look at our salt spoon. It's not your fault. You were never warned. These are not mistakes of careless people. They are the habits of caring people who just didn't know the rules had changed. But now you do. And with technology, something powerful opens up. The ability to shift gently, without shame, toward food that truly supports the life you want to live. So now we know, it's not the dramatic foods that snack up on us. It's the quiet honest, the everyday honest, the healthy enough honest. Let's walk into your pantry for a moment. Don't worry, no judgment here. Just imagine picking up that can of soap you like for lunch. Turn it over, see the label. Maybe it says 290 milligrams of sodium per serving. But the can has 2 servings. That means if you ate the whole thing, you were at 1,58 milligrams of sodium. Almost your food is limit in one sitting. Now go to your fridge. That salad dressing you used to lick then up your meals, it make it have 400 milligrams per tablespoon. And no one really uses just one. So sauce, easily over 900 milligrams in a single tablespoon. And if you takut leftovers from yesterday, you make be stacking salt on salt, without realizing it. The recommended daily sodium limit for older adults is around 1,590 milligrams. But the average American gets over 3,490 milligrams a day, more than double. And the truth is, you were not doing anything wrong. You were just eating like you always have. But your body? It's stunning. See, As we age, our body loses some of its natural ability to handle extra sodium. Kidneys slow down, meaning salt isn't flushed out as easily. Our blood vessels stiffen, making it harder for blood to move freely. That means the heart has to work harder to pump, leading to high blood pressure, fluid retention, and over time, even heart failure. And still, most people don't realize it, because there is no alarm bell. There is no sudden pain or warning sign that says, you've had too much. The damage boils in silence. That's what makes it dangerous. But here is where the story changes. Once you are aware of this, you can begin to shift things, without losing flavor, joy, or comfort. In fact, some of the best meals you ever had may be waiting for you on the other side of this small adjustment. Let's make this simple. When you shop, low for foods labeled low sodium. That means under 140 milligrams per serving. If it says reduced sodium, that only means it has 25% less than regular version. We could still be sky high. So always check the numbers. Start reading labels like you were protecting someone you love. Because you are protecting your heart, your energy, your independence. And if you want to add flavor, 3 lemon, garlic, fresh herbs, a splash of olive oil, or a dash of vinegar. Your taste buds can absolutely learn to love and you are at home. You don't need to sacrifice the flavor. You just need to switch the conductor. Remember, this isn't about guilt. It's about choice. And now that you can see the pattern, you are no longer walking blind. You are walking aware. And awareness gives you power. Not fair. So next time you reach for that extra spoon, pause. Ask yourself not just what it adds to your food, but what it takes from your body. You are not saying no to pleasure. You are saying yes to longer walks, more energy, and the kind of meals that leave you feeling alive, not heavy and drained. That shift, as small as it seems, is where everything begins. And you are already doing it right now, just by listening, just by caring enough to notice. And once you begin noticing, something else happens. Your body starts talking back, not with words, but with signs so subtly we often miss them. Our wedding ring that suddenly feels snook, unclasped perfectly by evening. You walk into the kitchen and feel a little heavier, not in weight, but in energy. That foggy feeling after lunch. The quiet urge to not meet afternoon, even when you haven't done much that day. These aren't just quirks of age. They're the hardest quiet language. They're your body whispering, that was too much salt today. The tricky part is, we don't hear it. Or we do, but we wave it away. We say things like, I'm just getting older, or it's probably the weather, or that's normal for my age. But what if it's not? What if it's your body's way of asking you to pay attention? See, the damage from excess sodium isn't sudden. It doesn't show. It's a build-up, a gentle, daily pressure on your heart, your kidneys, your circulation. Like a balloon being filled slowly, one breath at a time. Until one day, it's simply too much. You didn't get here from one bad meal or one spoon too many. You got here from doing your best with what you knew. You ate what felt familiar. You trusted labels. You relied on food that did the same, bad. And that's what makes this moment so important. Because now you do know. Now, you can connect the dots. And not from guilt, but from clarity. Clarity opens a different door. Not one that leads to strict diets or flavorless meals, but one that gives you back choice. Peace of mind, a body that feels less swollen, energy that returns, slowly but surely, so as that fit right again. Days that don't end in fog. It's not too late to feel good again. Not with pills, not with fear, just with awareness, and a soft shift in the judges that start up across the week. One spoon at a time. And here is the beautiful part. Until you begin shifting, even just a little, your body responds. Not with fireworks, but with steady, quiet gratitude. Let's make this simple and double. You don't have to throw out everything in your pantry or swear off your favorite meals. That's not how real change happens, especially after 60. Real change is gentler, it's smarter, and it sticks when it feels kind, not punishing. Let's talk labels. When you are shopping, flip the box or the can offer. Low for sodium under 140 mg per serving. That's what qualifies as low sodium. Be careful with labels that say reduced sodium. It only means it has less than the regular version, not necessarily little. So chompara, cho se wisely. And don't forget serving sizes. That can of so means 200 mg, but that's per serving, and the meat bitu intere. So if you add to again, you've had over 1,4 milligrams. Almost your full daily limit right there. Now, what about flavor? Because food isn't just about nutrients. It's about joy, tradition, connection. The goal is not to make eating a chore. It's to bring it back to life with real ingredients, fresh herbs, and natural flavor. Treat is, use lemon juice instead of salt. Add garlic, onion, fresh parsley, dill, or rosemary. A dash of vinegar can break then a dish in way salt never cold. Olive oil carries flavor bountifully, especially with roasted doubles or in a homemade dressing. Your taste buds may need a little time to adjust, but they will. And when they do, you do notice something incredible. Food starts to taste more alive. Instead of blanket saltiness, you do start picking up on texture, acidity, balance. Instead of the numb hit of processed flavor, you do feel like your mouths are singing again. Not louder, but clearer. And the impact isn't just in the kitchen. You make it feel lighter after lunch. You make sleep better at night. Your ankles may not swallow with hey usa to. The thought that usa to drift in after a solid dinner, it starts to clear. Not because you've done something extra but because you've done something thoughtful, something loving. And maybe you are not doing it just for you. Maybe it's for your partner, who still makes your coffee just the way you like it. Maybe it's for your grandchild, who you want to chase in the backyard just a little longer. Maybe it's for your own sense of pride, that you are still in charge of how you feel, how you live, how you show up in the world. Because even though aging brings change, it doesn't mean giving up control. Quite the opposite. It means learning how to live with more wisdom, more grace, more care. It means understanding that food can be either a slow harm or a quiet healer. And you get to choose which one it becomes. So no, it's not about saying goodbye to flavor. It's about saying hello to something deeper, something that gives us back instead of taking away, something that carries you through your day with energy, steadiness, and a little more peache. And the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Not a role, not a burden, but I had a ham, one that fits who you are now, and who you still want to be tomorrow. And with every new choice, no matter how small, you start feeling something different. Not just physically, but emotionally. You begin to feel like you were honoring yourself again. Not because someone told you to, not because a doctor warned you, but because deep down, you want to feel strong. You want to wake up with clarity. You want to walk without puffiness in your legs or pressure in your chest. You want to feel good, not sick, but truly good. That's what this is really about. It's not about fearing salt or being scared of your next meal. It's about creating a newer ham, one where you feel more in control, more aware, more aligned with what your body truly needs now. And here is the thing, your body still wants to feel better. It hasn't given up on you, and you haven't given up on it. You were not just changing meals. You were shifting mindset. You were building new memories with your food. Maybe now, your go-to soup is made with low sodium broth and fresh garlic. Maybe dinner includes a salad that tastes bright with lemon and olive oil instead of bottled dressing. There's a little moments become a part of your story, the part where you said, I'm going to take care of myself differently now. And even if some days don't go as planned, that's okay. No one is perfect. That's not the goal. The goal is to keep returning to yourself gently, to keep listening, And when you do, when you really hear what your body has been trying to tell you, you build trust again. Trust in your touches. Trust in your future. If this video helped you notice even one thing, one habit, one label, one spawn, I'd love to know. Just type the number 1 in the comments. That's all. You don't need to worry ta asentenge. Tetini 1 tells me, hey, I'm still here. I watched, I felt this, and honestly, that means the world to me. If this felt like a breath of fresh air, and you want more moments like this, you know where to find me. We do keep walking gently together. And when you keep showing up for yourself in small ways like this, something remarkable happens. Your body starts meeting you halfway. You begin to feel steadier. Not perfect, not 20 again, but lichter, more clear-headed, less weighted down. Your mornings come easier. Your steps feel more certain. That nagging pressure in your chest after meals, it fades. Slowly, softly, your body begins to saitang you.